Right then, listen up. There's a new political party causing quite a stir. They're called Reform UK, and they're not afraid to ruffle some feathers. Led by Richard Tice, they reckon the old guard isn't cutting it anymore. They say Labour and the Tories are two sides of the same coin, out of touch and not delivering for the everyday Brit. Reform UK wants to shake things up. They're all about common sense policies, less government interference, and putting the great back into Great Britain. They started off focusing on Brexit. Remember that whole kerfuffle? Now they're tackling a whole range of issues that matter to people like you and me. Think cost of living, immigration, the NHS, you know, the important stuff. They're like that mate who tells it like it is, no sugarcoating. Whether you agree with them or not, Reform UK is a party to watch. They're loud, they're proud, and they're determined to make their mark. Let's be honest, nobody likes forking out their hard-earned cash to the taxman. Reform UK gets that. They're all about putting more money back in your pocket. Their big idea, simplifying the tax system and slashing taxes. Sounds good, right? They reckon this will boost the economy, get businesses booming, and leave you with more dosh for a pint down the pub or 12. No judgment here. They want to scrap inheritance tax. That means you can pass on your hard-earned cash to your kids without the taxman taking a massive chunk. Nice one. They also want to raise the income tax threshold so you keep more of what you earn before the taxman comes knocking. Less tax, more money for you. It's a simple equation that Reform UK reckons will put a smile on your face. Immigration. It's a hot topic, always has been. Reform UK reckons it's time to get a grip. They want stricter controls on who comes into the country. They say it's about putting Brits first, making sure there are enough jobs, houses and school places for everyone. They're not saying slam the door shut completely. They want a points-based system, similar to what Australia has. So if you've got skills we need, come on in, but if you don't, well, Reform UK reckons you can try your luck elsewhere. They're also big on cracking down on illegal immigration. They say it's about fairness, making sure everyone plays by the rules. It's a tough stance and one that's sure to spark debate. But love them or loathe them, Reform UK isn't afraid to tackle the big issues head-on. NHS, not for sale, but in need of a checkup. We all love the NHS, right? It's a national treasure. But let's be honest, it's not perfect. Long waiting times, staff shortages, the list goes on. Reform UK reckons it's time for a bit of an overhaul. Now, before you panic, they're not talking about privatisation. They believe in a strong, publicly funded NHS, free at the point of use. But they reckon it needs to be more efficient, more accountable. They want to cut down on bureaucracy, give more power to doctors and nurses on the front line. They also want to see more investment in technology and innovation. Think robotic surgery, AI-powered diagnostics, all that futuristic stuff. They say this will improve care, cut waiting times, and make the NHS the envy of the world once again. It's a bold vision and one that's sure to get people talking. The green stuff reforms, environmental promises. Now, you might not think of Reform UK as tree-hugging eco-warriors, but they do care about the environment, honest. They just don't believe in going full Greta Thunberg on it. They reckon we need a common-sense approach that doesn't cripple the economy. They're big on investing in renewable energy sources like wind and solar power, but they're not ready to ditch fossil fuels just yet. They say we need to be realistic. Make sure we've got a reliable energy supply while we transition to a greener future. They're also keen on planting more trees, reducing plastic waste, and protecting our precious green spaces. They say it's about being responsible stewards of our planet, leaving it in a better state for future generations. So, while they might not be chaining themselves to trees, Reform UK is taking the environment seriously. A new hope? Reform UK and the future of Britain. So, there you have it. Reform UK in a nutshell. They're the new kids on the block, shaking things up and challenging the status quo. Whether you love them or hate them, you can't deny they're making waves. They offer a different vision for Britain, one with lower taxes, stricter immigration controls and a more efficient NHS. Only time will tell if their vision will win over the British public. But one thing's for sure, Reform UK is a party on a mission. They're determined to make their mark, and they're not going away anytime soon. So buckle up, it's going to be an interesting ride. Will their promises translate into real change? Will they become a major force in British politics? That's up to the voters to decide.